الْغَنِيُّ عَنْكُمْ. Yet Allah is independent of you. Simply this means that we benefit from doing ibadah ourselves. Just like when your teacher teaches you, you benefit from them saying that because now you've learned something. Same way with ibadah, we benefit. It gives us sawab so we can go to Jannah, not Jahannam. So now we know the importance of ibadah. What is the benefit of ibadah? In the hereafter, the benefit of ibadah is great. It's really, really great. This shows ibadah is showing, is giving Allah, His haqq, is haqqullah in its essence. So this is half the, hukuk of every existence is just the haqq of Allah. But the first reward, which will come in this world, in the hereafter, there's going to be many, many rewards. Like you say, reciting Quran is ibadah, and there'll be a nur that comes, that's beside you and saves you from so many punishments on the Day of Judgment if you committed any sins. And in the grave, it will keep the bad things that we say, the bala of the grave away. Yeah, this nur will come of ibadah. But in the dunya, the first reward, which will come very quickly if you do a lot of ibadah, is that you will naturally become more humble. And humility is the key to success. As as Prophet Musa, I said about him earlier, he got prophethood just because of his humility. This is the power of humility. Secondly, if we worship Allah, Allah says He will bestow a kingdom on earth and gives us peace and tranquility. And this is the goal of every single human being, whether it's not your conscious goal, it's our aim. We work. When you go older, you will work. So when you're older, you can retire and you can have peace and tranquility. Allah says if you do ibadah, He will grant you that instantly. And the last point before we remember Imam As-Sajjad is by worshipping Allah the Magnificent, He will save us from moral evils, because worship purifies the entire society. And now we know the importance of spirituality. We take our hearts to Waqi and remember a man who knows spirituality better than anyone. His title is linked to his spirituality. Zainul Abidin, the beauty of worshippers. And As-Sajjad, known for his sujood. Imam Zainul Abidin witnessed all the companions fall to the battlefield. He saw Onan Muhammad fall to the ground. He saw Ali al-Akbar chest broken. He saw the enemy hit the head of Qasim. He saw the arrow go through the neck of Ali al-Asghar. And Hazrat Abbas's left arm and right arm fall off, and the eye of Hazrat Abbas pierced. After Karbala, they were taken to Kufa, where the spears were held high and their veils were taken. And then they were taken to Sham, where Yazid had decorated the streets of Sham. And the Sahabi of Rasulullah, Sahal bin Sa'ad, came to Sham, and he saw the decorations, and he asked the people of Sham, is there a day of Eid that the people of Damascus have and we are not aware of? They said no. He said, why is there decorations? And they said, a group of prisoners have been brought. And he asked, who are they? They replied, Hussain ibn Ali. And he asked, which Hussain ibn Ali? They said, Hussain ibn Ali ibn Abu Talib. He went over to the family of Rasulullah and he asked Sakina, who are you? She replied, I am Sakina bint Hussain. He said, I am your grandfather's companion. Is there anything I can do for you? Look at the state of yaqeen this 5-year-old had. Look at the state of humility this 5-year-old had. Look at the state of homage this 5-year-old had. She had so much respect for Allah that her prime concern was her hijab. She said, all the people of Kufa are looking at the spears of the heads of our tribe, and then we are near the spears, so they look at us and they see us without our veils. Please get them to hold the spears away so that our hijab is concealed. And then Sahel went to the people holding the spears. He went to the enemy. He said, I will pay you, but for God's sake, move the spears. And then they were put into such a prison that had no roof, so whether it was hot or cold they would feel it. And Imam As-Sajjad witnessed Sakina becoming shaheed. And then sometime later, after they went back to Karbala, they reached Medina. They stayed on the outskirts of Medina, where Kulthum said the famous poem, Oh Medina, do not accept us, for we left with our men and children and we returned with none. Look at the humility the Ahlul Bayt family had. And then they entered Medina. Many years later, the haters successors of the Ahl al-Bayt poisoned Imam al-Sajjad, and Imam al-Baqir sat near Imam al-Sajjad's chest, and Imam al-Sajjad said, right now you are sitting beside my chest. Do you know who was sitting on my father's chest? There was a man named Shimr, and he sat on the chest of my father, and he got a dagger out, he stabbed the chest of my father, then he beheaded my father, he put the head of my father on his spear, they paraded with this head in the Sham and Kufa. And then after Imam Zain al-Abidin said this, he declared Imam al-Baqir to be his successor. He fell onto his deathbed, and Imam was shaking on his deathbed. And this is where I remember Abu Abdullah, because he sacrificed what no man sacrificed. Ala la'natullahi ala al-qawmi al-zalimin wa saya'lamu alladhina zalamu ayyan qalbiyyan qalibun. Oh Allah, please bless us all and keep us safe. Those of us who aren't going Arba'een this year, allow them to go next year, inshallah. Oh Allah, help us increase our ibadah. Oh Allah, help us to gain taqwa. Oh Allah, help us to be closer to the Ahlul Bayt. Oh Allah, bless the people that have come to this majalis. Oh Allah, bless the people that organize this majalis and help them to keep organizing majalis in the future. Remember, one marhameen with Surah Al-Fatiha.